And these people came together with ordinary citizens, along with farmers and women's groups and many citizens groups of intellectuals as well, and about 1,000 collectives sprang up in France and engaged the entire population in the most enormous debate that I have seen since May '68. It was absolutely stupendous. It was stupendous because it was democracy in action. People did not know very much about Europe, and I have to confess that before I read the Constitution, I did not know that much about Europe, how it functioned, what were actually the policies, but this was a tremendous learning experience. And many people said to us, who criticized our attitude when we were campaigning for the no, and they said, well, don't worry about Part 3. Part 3, which is the big, thick part of the Constitution, Part 3 is just what is already there. This is what the legislation is. But people were appalled to learn what was already there. When they read this resume of what Europe was actually about, they were very worried. And they were quite properly worried, because this was a constitution which mentioned 27 times the phrase free and undistorted competition. It was not interested in anything except competition, the market, and the free movement of goods, services, people, and capital, particularly capital. It made provisions for freedom of investment, not just in Europe, but all over the world. Mariano referred to the MAI, to the Multilateral Agreement on Investment, which we defeated. Well, they brought it back, nearly all of it, through the text of the Constitution. But it wasn't just Part 3 that was worrisome. It was also a document which put us under the direct control of NATO. Article 141 says that NATO is the basis of European defense and the institution through which it is implemented, which means that we all would have been under the command of George Bush with no alternative. The Constitution also obliged us to increase our military budgets. I was in Holland about 2 weeks ago in a debate about Europe.